What's pop, and back with more Draft League content and some new heat as well to try out for this week. Taking on Chimpact, and his team is very fat with a lot of threatening Pokemon, so should be an interesting time to take on things like Tornadus Therian, Iron Hands, Ting-Lu, and more. He recently acquired Screamtail as well, and that mon, of course, we had to face it again, super annoying, and his two Terra Captains, arguably some of the strongest low-tier Terra Captains in Revavroom and Drifblim. Revavroom, really good sweeper with, shift gear and doing what it does best with its Terra types. Now gets access to Temper Flare, and Drifblim is a mon that can sweep you in so many different ways with Unburden and utilizing berries and Strength Sap and Combine and stuff like that. It's definitely a mon that you have to really respect when team building. Got our work cut out for us, but I figured now would be the best time to debut a Pokemon I've not currently brought yet, and that Pokemon is Weavile. Not just any Weavile, of course, the infamous choice band Adamant nature. Weavile can spam knockoff, can spam triple axle. It's a great mon versus his team because he doesn't really have great switches to this mon, right? Every mon that takes knockoff will get destroyed by triple axle and vice versa, so this mon is really cool. Ice Shard priority is great, of course, versus things like, the Tornadus and maybe the Drifblim that gets out of hand. Pick off weakened mons, and low kick is just there to OHKO Hisuian Arcanine because knockoff is a 2-hit KO, I think, so just having the option to OHKO Hisuian Arcanine is great. Plus it also covers Ting-Lu as well. It does a lot of damage to that mon too, easy 2-hit KO. And triple axle does, I think it even has a chance to OHKO Ting-Lu from full after rocks, I guess, from Stone Axe, so that's something I'm excited for as well, just to spam our attacks here with Weavile and to debut it for the first time ever in our team for Draft League. So excited to use it. It's like the opposite of my mascot kind of, because I have Sneasler, but Weavile, flinging tomatoes, big nuggets, fun stuff like that. I just put a little bit of defense here, a little sprinkle of Spidef in defense, enough speed to outrun mons that set themselves to be faster than my base hundreds. And so his entire team, I think, is going to probably be set, because it underspeeds Weavile, he's probably going to set his mons just to be faster than, Flygon and Toedscool and stuff like that. So yeah, that's why I have this, just so I can get maximum power, because that's what we need for this game. Farigiraf is a mon that I think is going to do really well because of Sap Sipper and Terra Water. Terra Water Sap Sipper Farigiraf is great because it is a pretty natural wall to Ogerpon, Wellspring, because Ogerpon Wellspring has the Ivy Cudgel, the grass moves which we're immune to, and that's about it. It has other coverage, but it's not going to be hitting hard versus our Fizdef Nasty Plot set. So, and the speed here that we have is just to guarantee outrun mons like Iron Hands and things like that if he's running a speedier set, or Ting-Lu and stuff too. So it's a great mon, and Roar is so nice to keep him on his toes because Pokemon like Calm Mind Screamtail or sub bulk up Screamtail or whatever, like any kind of setup mon like Screamtail or maybe even Tornadus, Drifblim in particular as well, that's another good one. Dragonite, Revavroom, etc. We can just roar things out, and it's going to be so useful to ensure that we don't get swept right off the bat, so I like that. And yeah, Psychic Noise, for what I like for it best is to prevent Wish and healing. And Terra Blast Water, which will annihilate Ting-Lu, easy 2-hit KO on Ting-Lu after Nasty Plot. Then we have Kleavor. This is a very intricate EV spread here with Kleavor. It's a really cool set because Agility SD puts in so much work versus his team, and since we have mons like Weavile's Choice Band and Triple Axle can 2-hit KO Iron Hands, and Farigiraf beats Iron Hands naturally, Kleavor with this, it beats pretty much the entirety of his team, maybe aside from Iron Hands, and that's about it. It just clicks buttons after it sets up. Really strong mon, and I'm actually not bringing Annihilape this week just because, there's a bunch of sets I wanted to bring this week that I'm not bringing, and yeah, this is one variation of maybe 3 or 4 different teams that I had, because I really didn't know what to bring for this week, but these sets I think work pretty well. Anyways, Agility allows us to outrun pretty much the entirety of his team. Good bulk to withstand hits, and Swords Dance for the power. X-Scissor and Stone Axe is kind of all we need to just hit stuff for a lot of damage. Now we have Raging Bolt. This is a really cool Raging Bolt set with Calm Mind 3 attacks, Weakness Policy, and a little mixed Chinese EV spread here, so the defense and HP can sponge physical attacks really well. It actually avoids 2-hit KO from No Attack Earthquake, Ting-Lu, and yeah, this set, if we activate Weakness Policy, can potentially sweep him with the moves that we have, and it does a lot of damage to certain mons like Ting-Lu and things like that. after weakness policy is activated. Then we have Mew, which Mew is this time, it's more of a support set, right? I have it as a lead just because Mental Herb versus mons like Taunt, Ogerpon, or Encore mons like that. I can even just set up a Spike, T-Wave something on an Encore, or Taunt and then Encore, or sorry, Taunt and then T-Wave. I think it's just a great way of kind of setting the stage and slowing things down early on so that mons like Kleavor, Farigiraf, Raging Bolts, etc. can put in a lot of work. And my Weavile. And so I do like the Spike support because we're obviously going to get rocks up by clicking Stone Axe, so we can also get spikes too, if we can. And Transform is just a great way to catch him off guard, right? If I T-Wave Ogerpon and Transform, now I'm immune to water and I can just start doing things to him. And I guess also, like, just transforming into Tornadus, I can regenerate. Transforming into, like, it has like a lot of applications. So I feel like it's like a good last move to run. Finally, Toadsquirrel, which is just there for spin support because he has the potential to hazard stack versus me with Tinglu and set up a whole bunch of rocks and spikes with, I think he has like rocks on quite a few mons, but yeah, spikes on that. Super annoying. Yeah, so I have spin support, Rocky Helmet support as well for the team. Always good. And plus it also can do a little chip to Iron Hands here and there with Earth Power if it's like AV, or if it's not AV, just I think straight up 2 KOs with Earth Power, so it's pretty good. And yeah, that's the team. That is gonna be the squad. So we'll start this game soon. Just wanted to record the team builder quickly before I played him. But I'm excited to play Chimpact. It's been a long time since I played him, and you know, him coming back to draft along with Gator and the others is always fun to see how everyone does, and they're all doing great. So it's been a fun time. I shall see you all for the battle starting shortly. The time has come to face my boy Chimpact in what I'm sure will be an epic battle. I had quite a few variations of the team that I'm bringing for this week with different sets, so you know, if something doesn't work out this time around, I can switch things up for next time. I have a lot of set ideas in the back that I wanted to bring for this matchup, but we're probably going to face him potentially in playoffs as well, so got to keep that in mind. I usually beat him in the regular season, and he's ended my playoff run twice now, so hopefully that won't be the case this time around. Fingers crossed, but yeah, looking forward to this game in particular. Let's see what happens. Let's see what he brings. And I'm excited. So yeah, we found him. Time to see what we're up against here. And he's got the Tinglu to try to turn me into a Tingloser. He's got the Ogerpon and the Dragon Knight, Iron Hands, Driftblim. So Driftblim, Terra Captain, not the Revavroom. Okay. I mean, Driftblim is a huge threat. And then Screamtail, which he recently acquired. I mean, we faced a Screamtail against Drewby, and now we have to face one again, so in the hands of Chimpact, I don't know. With this team in particular, like, it's super bulky, super fat team. He's got the potential for hazard stacks and spin blocking as well. My potential lead, I'm kind of liking Kleavor as a lead. Actually, no, Mew. Mew is a lead. I switched, so I've been switching sets last minute, and so Mew is Spike's lead now. It was something else before. I was testing some other stuff out. But yeah, Mew's a Spike's lead. And so the goal with Mew is to taunt, shut down potential mons, because I have Mental Herb, so I can potentially like taunt or T-Wave, right? Spam paralysis and T-Wave stuff, taunt things that I need to, like for example, Tinglu's hazards or Dragonan's Dragonite. I could taunt that. Try to get up a spike if I can. T-Wave paralysis spreading is always good too, because it slows things down for other mons that I have on my team, like you know, Raging Bolts, or my Kleavor, which is Agility Swords Dance, stuff like that. But Chimp decides to challenge me. This may or may not be his first mistake. Could be mine. We'll find out. Leads Dragonite versus my Mew. So I think I have to taunt. I think I have to. If he just tries to Dragon Dance turn 1, that's not gonna be fun, right? I mean, I could transform, but yeah, it's gonna be a speed tie. He'll get big damage off. Probably has E-speed as well. So I have to. I'm like forced to taunt here, right? That's what I'm thinking. Just in case it's you know. And if it is Choice Band, I do survive an attack. So he taunted, he goes right for the Dragon Claw. Shouldn't do too much. That does a lot. That's Choice Banded. Okay, so yeah, that was. If I knew it was Choice Banded, I would have probably Thunder Wave into a spike or something. But yeah, I was forced to taunt for the Dragon Dance potential. Paralyzing this would be nice though. It would be nice for the Raging Bolt and other stuff. Farigiraf to outrun and stuff like that. Okay, so now I can go Kleavor potentially to fire off a Stone Axe, get some rocks up, or I could also go Weavile. Now, Weavile is interesting because he doesn't seem to have any triple Axel switch-ins, right? Like, Screamtail and is bulky, right? Iron Hands is probably the bulkiest mon he has to take it on. But triple Axel also has a pretty good chance of 2-hit KOing Iron Hands depending on his EV spread. And, you know, first time bringing Weavile. The debut. Get to see this mon in action. So yeah, a choice banded Adamant triple Axel is extremely strong versus his team. Extremely, extremely strong. Switches out here, okay. And sounds like, yep, Iron Hands. Let's see how much damage this does. Oh, Rocky Helmet. Oh no. He really brought the Rocky Helmet this time to prepare for the triple Axel. Or maybe just in general for the chip. Well, that's annoying. That is very annoying. Yeah, that's a little annoying, but I could try to chip this thing with my own Rocky Helmet, because then I could put it in range of another triple Axel, which would be kind of nice. Yeah, that definitely is not ideal for my Weavile in this scenario. Him having Rocky Helmet is good, as I'm sure he probably saw his team was weak to my Weavile, so he brought the Rocky Helmet. That's the one thing I don't like about Weavile is that, you know, you really want to use triple Axel because of the damage, but then, you know, you had to watch out for Rocky Helmet and stuff like that too. That makes sense. Can't say I don't think I was prepared too much for Rocky Helmet. When I was testing, I didn't get to test with Joey as much. I got to test with Emvee mostly this week, so it was good. I just remember 2-hit KOing Iron Hands with triple Axel, and there was no Rocky Helmet, so that's fine. I could probably... I kind of want to double, but at the same time, it's like... I could just Sludge Bomb here in case Ogerpon or... I guess even if Dragonite wants to come in, it can, but mainly for the Ogerpon. He would maybe go Ogerpon here, right? Because Ogerpon can switch into all my other moves pretty much. Could see that happening. He does switch out here into Dragonite. Okay. So breaking the multi-scale is wonderful. Him being paralyzed is great because, yeah, that just makes it so much easier to control later on. So I don't have to worry about him outrunning my mons and clicking Dragon Claw stuff. He has to click extreme speed to, you know, do damage and stuff like that faster. So yeah, it should be fine. The unfortunate thing is I'll be down 2 mons now versus his 6, which is not ideal. But I have all my win conditions intact, so it's fine. I would have loved to get up a spike, actually, now that I think about it. But I do feel like paralyzing this Dragonite was kind of more worth, just because I can now outrun with literally any other mon on my team. And so, probably best thing to do is to get my Stealth Rocks up with Stone Axe. Because if I do that, I can chip his team down further, putting things in range for my Farigiraf and my my Raging Bolt. So this should be fine now. And we know that because the Dragonite is banded, so every single time it comes in, it's going to take 25%. it would be hard to set up here because the Iron Hands is still around, and I need that Mon dead first. Because I don't even think of +2 knocks out Fizz-Def. I mean, that's a Fizz-Def Iron Hands. I think that's as Fizz-Def as it gets. Pretty sure. Which is a very good bring against my attackers. Yeah. That does very little damage, but we get our rocks up. That's good. Get our rocks up here, and I think I'm gonna go Farigiraf. So Farigiraf here because I obviously, you know, I don't want to weaken my Raging Bolt just yet when Ting Lu is still healthy. Goes for close combat. Does a lot. So it's not Drain Punch. It is a close combat set. Yeah, him not being Drain Punch is pretty fine. So he can't get the recovery or anything like that. And so now I guess what we can do is potentially I can Psychic Noise here. But maybe a Terra Blast normal or Nasty Plot is a play that I can make too. If I Nasty Plot in front of this thing and he switches out. Nasty Plot would be an aggressive play, especially if he goes like Ting Lu here. If he goes Ting Lu, Nasty Plot looks kind of nice. He could also go Scream Tail. He could also go, yeah, it's either Ting Lu or Scream Tail that he goes into. But if he goes Ting Lu, that'd be amazing because then I get a big Terra Blast Water on something. But if he goes Scream Tail, that means he probably would have Encore. But I was most scared of the, I'm more scared of the like setup variants of Scream Tail. The setup variants of Scream Tail are like super scary. Who's that? That is Scream Tail. Takes rocks damage though. Okay, nice. Hope it's not Encore. But it could be. Either way, I could just get additional leftovers chip back and he can waste a turn. I'll just try to go for a Terra Blast normal because I still have stab on it. It is Encore. So he's got the Rocky Helmet for the Weavile, the Encore for my setup. What does he not have, huh? What does he not have? It's fine though. It's an uphill game. It's gonna be an uphill game, but like I said, we have some outs. Let's see. I'm gonna go, I think, hard Kleavor because I can probably just, yeah. Now that Hands is weakened, Hands is super chipped. Hands is actually super chipped right now, which is pretty good. Ooh, dual screens. That's not fun. That is not fun at all. So he brought dual screens on his team. Let's double back. Because I think he's going to go Hands. So if he goes Iron Hands, he just takes more chip. No, he wishes. Oh, great. I can Psychic Noise then. I should be able to Psychic Noise in this case. So then he'd be forced to go Ting Lu. Okay, so Encore, Reflect, Wish, and probably Light Screen. So it's probably one of those non-attacking sets on Scream Tail, but for this specific team, I think it's a lot better just because he has so much fat on his team. He has so much fat, so he can heal it all up. So yeah, he goes Ting Lu. He's forced to go Ting Lu to block the, to actually get something from it. So now the question is, who do I switch into? If I switch in anyone, I could also Terra and Nasty Plot, which I think is a better play because if I do this, then he goes for the attack. I can get some big damage off on something right now. So big plot. What does he go for here? Payback. Okay, nice. That does so much though, even though I didn't hit it. That does so much. That does a lot. So I could Terra Blast here. You know, it's so crazy that he has ways of playing around this mon, like going Ogre Pawn if he wants to, but hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully he'll, oh yes, I get damage off, nice. I get big damage off here, finally. Actually, this is great because, let's see how much it does. Ooh, wait, that's actually really good. That's actually really good for the Raging Bolt. Yeah, damaging that is so good for Raging Bolt because, well, let's see what he sends me out into first. Kleavor, okay, that's fine. That is fine. Pretty good so far, yeah, because, you know, this damage is great because when he comes back in, he'll take rocks. Raging Bolts is weakness policy, so I literally have a great way of beating Ting Lu now when it's this weak with Raging Bolt. I kind of want to double back in case he goes into... I kind of want to double back here. If he goes back into Iron Hands, right? Then... If he goes back into Iron Hands, I just take Rocky Helmet Chip, but in this way I actually get Leftovers Recovery back while he goes Iron Hands and takes Rock's Chip. So I don't lose any HP from this, I gain HP. Assuming he switches out, which I think he will. Because my damage won't be doing anything, right, with screens and stuff like that. He does switch, nice. Did I call the Iron Hands correctly? I think I did. Cool. So yeah, Iron Hands takes Chip, that's good. Now, will he sack Iron Hands here is the question, because he may expect me to click Nasty Plot again or something like that. I feel like my best play is to probably Psychic Noise, I think. And if he lets me have this mon, that will be wonderful. Then we're kind of slowly climbing back up. It'd be great. It would be. Yeah, Ting Lu being that weak is amazing. And so Psychic Noise is so good against like these kind of Screamtail teams that try to wish Pokemon back up because it keeps them on their toes. Now, fortunately for him, he does have Ting Lu every single time, so I can't Psychic Noise that mon, but I also have Roar as well, which is gonna come in handy. I think Roar is gonna be so great. And he gives me the Iron Hands. He gives me the Iron Hands. I really want him to give me the Ting Lu though, please. I need the Ting Lu. But it's gonna be tough. Okay, one mon down is the Iron Hands, which means that Weavile has free reign to click triple Axel now without having to worry about any Rocky Helmets, because the mons that should have Rocky Helmet, which are the, well, I don't think Screamtail has Rocky Helmet. I don't believe it does, so... What should I do here? Maybe Terra Blast for damage or Psychic Noise. I could Psychic Noise here, actually. That way he can't go for Wish. So yeah, his last move is Light Screen, like I figured. Just as I figured. So Encore, Wish, Reflect, Light Screen. So the Reflect wore off. He'll probably get up the Reflect now again, unfortunately. But we can just keep chipping this thing down, right? There's no Leftovers Recovery. And so we can permanently make this thing not heal, but I guess he'll have to Encore me eventually. But we're getting Leftovers HP back, and this is amazing, right? Every single turn we're just healing that payback damage. And keeping this thing, keeping Farigiraf healthy is essential for this game. Super, super essential. So this is great. He can't heal now. Prevented from healing. I guess, what do I do here? Maybe I could go Kleavor, potentially. Kleavor's cool because it covers the potential of him going for Encore, and also I could probably get up an Agility. I know he has Encore, but like I move last, so I can agility up and then start attacking stuff. Could be cool. Could be an option. Yeah, there's the Encore. Okay. That works. And so he could go for the Wish here, but I do think my best play is to agility up to be faster than the rest of his team. So we get the nice agility going. Looking pretty good. So now he's in a position where he has to switch, or he has to lock me into Encore or something like that. Yeah, he locks me in. Okay. So he does lock me in. I'm locked into X Scissor, which is honestly not bad. He does get to heal up though, unfortunately. But this is fine. I'm gonna X Scissor again for more damage. So when this Mon comes back in, it'll be around half, maybe a little less. So now the play to make is to switch. I feel like he's gonna go into Dragonite, maybe. I think Dragonite comes in to Wish back up because I'm locked in X Scissor, so he's gonna go into something that resists it. I guess it could also be Drifblim, but yeah, either Dragonite or Drifblim comes out here. But then Drifblim is Terra, so if it's Dragonite, this is actually great for us because we get a triple Axel off. In comes in. Ooh, is that the Drifblim? It is. So he takes rocks and then wishes it back up. This Mon is scary. I don't know what it's going to do. It probably has Unburden. Light Screen wore off, so Reflect should follow soon. Going to go into Farigiraf here. So now is where I believe we'll make good use of our last move, Roar. Because if this Mon is Calm Mind, it's going to get very scary very quickly. He decides to Terra. Yep, so we get to figure out what Terra it is. It's going to be Terra Fighting. Oh, Terra Fighting is an interesting one. He was, what, Flying, Fairy, and Fighting, I think. Strength Sap, nice. Okay, that's good. We are immune to the Strength Sap, so we benefited greatly from this turn. Very nice. I think I can probably Psychic Noise here, is my play. Just to get damage off on something, I could probably Psychic Noise. I don't know if he Calm Minds here or not. Psychic Noise is an option, because he hasn't started Calm Minding yet. I don't want to reveal Roar just yet, so I think we could Psychic Noise. But he could be Weakness Policy, but it's fine, maybe. Weakness Policy is definitely a scary option on Drifblim too. But he goes Ting Lu, which is a smart play on his part. Maybe I should have Terra Blasted. It's hard to say, right? Because the choices between Terra Blast Water and Psychic Noise is very difficult due to the fact that he has an immunity to Water and an immunity to Psychic. But both of those moves are just good if you hit the right Mon at the right time. But yeah, Ting Lu, Ting Loser. This Mon needs to get weakened even more. Oh shoot! Don't tell me he did that on me. Is that the Ogerpon? It is the Ogerpon. Wow. This Mon probably has Encore too, right? This Mon probably has Encore. Good plays, good plays. I think we're both making some pretty solid plays right now. Especially me being in the back foot trying to make these plays, like trying to, you know, stay afloat, and him making these plays when he's already up is pretty good. Actually a pretty good game so far. I like it. Actually giving me a challenge too. But Raging Bolts should take this on pretty well, and if he goes for like if he goes for Sword Dance, we should survive Play Rough. I made this thing very bulky on the Phys Def side. Made it very, very bulky. There's an Ivy Cudgel. We have a 30% chance for a Paralysis right here as well, which would be wonderful. Do we get it? We don't. If we got a Paralysis there, that would have been so good for us. That would have been incredible for us. I could try again. In case he tries to stay in and do something else. Like Horn Leech or something, or... I don't know if he would. Switches out, okay. So he goes into... Tinglu once again, okay. An aggressive play I could have made was... Oh, I could never have Calm Minded. No, because of Encore potentially. And if I'd gone for Dragon Pulse and he stayed in... You know, he could have gone Scream Tail too. Like, I could have switched up moves. These are all, like, literally just 50-50 switches. These are all just switches, you know? To, good mons or immune mons. Tough matchup, but you know what? I know I live in Earthquake. Well, depends on his EV spread, I guess. I could go... What if I went hard into... I have to switch into who I'm not sure. Maybe Kleavor? Kleavor could work right now. Potentially. It's a tough situation. It's a tough, like, spot that I'm in right now. Spikes. Ah, these will be annoying. These will be quite annoying. So he's gotten up some hazards on my side that will do what I'm doing to his side. And now he's back in the green HP range. Tinglu is annoying. Tinglu is so annoying. I think an X-Scissor should do some good damage though. Decent enough damage, I think. The Dragon Knight is still around. I also have to make sure I don't get anything into like extreme speed range either, which would be a little scary. That's the, oh, the Dragon Knight. Okay, so it is being sacked now, I guess. That is pretty good. That is definitely... Okay, nice. So, yeah, Dragon Knight's being sacked. That's great. I can X-Scissor again. If he extreme speeds, that's fine. Because I'm very bulky on this set. I'm like a very bulky offensive Kleavor, and he just doesn't, so that's good. Dragon Knight is dead. Excellent. So now it's 4-4. So I'm climbing out slowly. I'm climbing out. Drifloon's back. Ah, yes. Arguably the biggest threat we have to face right now. But if anyone can do it, Farigiraf can do it. So I definitely think, you know, we're gonna need to... So if it's just like Strength Sap and like support-wise, I think we're fine. No, it's Calm Mind. Uh-oh. Yep. This set's a dangerous one. This set is a very dangerous one. And now, thankfully, on my Farigiraf, I've kept one move to save the day. One move that will save us from this absolute monster. Monster balloon. Driftblim definitely reminds me kind of like my last season Espeon in a way, you know, it's like very, very dangerous Calm Minder, has incredible sweeping potential, like it can sweep you without hesitation, without a notice. But now, goodbye Driftblim. You couldn't roar out Espeon, but you can roar out Driftblim. That's for sure. Ogerpon's back. And we walled this Mon. So we know it's Swords Dance, Ivy Cudgel. You're probably Psychic Noise here. Encore. Yep, of course he has Encore on this too. But he Encores me into Roar, which is actually fine, right? Like, this is actually fine. Gets sent into Screamtail, that's cool. But now he gets a Wish. But now he gets a Wish. Which means I'll probably just have to, like... Do I have to, like... I have to Roar again, right? Like, it's hard to switch out. Oh no, he just reflects. Oh, okay. So then, okay, that's fine. Actually, that's fine. There's no wish active right now. That's good. And I'm just sending him flying everywhere. Ah, Drifblim. But now I have to, now I'm forced to roar this because of Calm Mind, right? I can't switch, otherwise I get swept. So I'm forced to roar again, but then I am free to click whatever. So he just Shadow Balls here. I really wish I roared out back, I really wish I roared out the, Screamtail into like Ogerpon or something. That would have been way better. That would have actually been way better. From Screamtail to Ogerpon or something like that. But okay, now we are fine, I think. So we'll get some leftovers recovery back. We're above half, so, you know, it's not bad. Not the worst thing in the world. He gets his leftovers recovery too. Do I Nasty Plot here, or... Because my Encore ended, right? But I need to keep myself healthy. I need to keep this thing healthy. I could probably go into... I could go Kleavor, right? Because Kleavor kind of just... It'll eat the hits. Kleavor will eat the hits. It's either Kleavor or Nasty Plot or Roar. Right? Those are my options. I could Roar again, but not. If I get hit by a payback like that... Farigiraf's the only thing that's keeping me not swept from Drifblim behind screens right now, so it's tough, but I think maybe we can go Kleavor. 10 seconds, yeah. Alright, you know, let's just see what happens. I don't see like a clear right answer, and I don't see a clear, I mean, obviously there's clear wrong answers, but it's hard to see a clear right answer for this turn. Whirlwind, well. Who am I getting sent into now? Hopefully not Farigiraf again, that would be a waste of a turn. Ooh, Weavile. Wait, this is actually not bad. This is actually not bad. Because my Adamant triple AXEL Weavile, even through Reflect, right? Even behind Reflect, it's gonna do so much. It's gonna destroy this mon, actually. I don't know if it lives or not, but this would be great if we actually got like damage off on this thing. Because if it's like Spadef, which I don't know if this thing is Spadef or not. This might be Spadef, judging by the damage that it took from +2 Nasty Plotted thing. It could be, I'm not sure though. But his payback did so much actually, so I'm pretty sure it's max attack, max HP maybe? Or Spadef? Oh no. Oh no, that's so bad. Wait, that's the worst! And then an Earthquake crit to spite me, that doesn't matter, but yeah, the triple AXEL miss was so huge, wait. Yeah, it might be over now. Tinglu just turned me into a Ting loser. Now I have to chip this thing down. The triple AXEL miss would have put this thing like... So, okay, maybe it doesn't knock it out from that range. Maybe it doesn't, but I wouldn't have to go Kleavor now, right? I'm trying to think. If I'd knocked it low enough... That miss is huge. That miss is actually terrible. So if it's like attack and Spadef, I would have knocked it out. If it's HP and attack, it would have been maybe out of range, but low enough such that, I don't know if Stealth Rocks knocks it out or... Obviously my Farigiraf would have. Yeah, look at that damage, through Reflect too. My Choice Band Adamant triple AXEL would have done so much. It would have done so much. And now I'm at 61 HP. Like, I was forced to take an Earthquake on this now. That completely messed up my positioning. I was positioning so well. Or, yeah, in scenarios where it was like a lot better, but now it's just a lot worse. Yeah, I mean, triple AXEL is Weavile's best move, for sure, but triple AXEL is also a very bad move. Rocky Helmet's one reason. And missing, like it just did, is another reason. But it should not have missed, like... Not here, not now. Please. Yeah, this mon's back in. And I think now it's over because... Oh, that's rough. Yeah, because he can now get the Calm Mind, and yeah. I wouldn't even be in this position if it wasn't for that miss. I would not have been in this position. It happens though. I think either this was still a really strong game, right? Still a good game. I don't think it makes it a bad game or anything. I think it makes it still a great game. Just fortune was not in our favor. Yeah, the +1 Calm Mind. You saw how much the Shadow Ball did before. Shadow Ball did quite a lot before. I guess I have to try to roar. I'm roaring right now at my screen because of that triple axle miss, but yeah. So potentially Raging Bolts discharge into a Thunderclap might knock it out. I have a good shot of knocking this out actually with my investment. Ooh, nice. Yeah. Because I put bulk in this thing. Didn't do as much as I thought. Ah, nice. Nice. Probably a roll too. Probably is. That's crazy. Drifblim's a good mon for sure, but I would not have been in that position if it wasn't for the miss. That really is unfortunate. Yeah, now I died to this thing too. I think we both played it well though. Chimp was playing really well to keep his Tinglu preserved and stuff like that, and yeah, I mean the miss is fine. Tinglu would actually not have been preserved if my triple axle hit. Miss sucks. I mean, it just ruined my positioning. I would have, instead of having to go Kleavor, right, I could have just gone into Farigiraf after Weavile went down. His thing would be super low or dead. Farigiraf can then get more leftovers recovery, threaten to knock out Tinglu, or, you know, do some other stuff. Essentially, like, it turned the game into a guaranteed loss. I think I could have still won. I don't think it would have been a guaranteed win. I think with the right plays, I could have maybe would have won, because my Kleavor would still be healthy, right? I could get an agility off at some point in time, maybe, because Drifblim was weakened and he can't heal because of my Sap Sipper, and I have Farigiraf to roar. Yeah, like the whole positioning was just ruined, because then I could just roar, right? I could just stay in. Farigiraf would get more HP back. He wouldn't be able to set up. Drifblim might be in range, potentially, of my Raging Bolts. Yeah, a lot of things went wrong after that turn, but it happens. Still a great game nonetheless. And yeah, check out Chimpack. Good friend of mine. He has a great team, though. Very, very strong team. Very tough team to beat. But overall, though, I'm pretty happy with how he played. I don't think we made any like big mistakes, other than, you know, things could have gone differently based on knowledge of the team and stuff like that. Like, which you never really know, right? Yeah, I didn't know if that mon was Dragon Dance Dragonite or Choice Banded Dragonite. It could have been either or. Yeah, I kind of wish I got up a Spike. If I got up a Spike, I might have gotten more mileage on, like, later on. Maybe that's one thing I would have changed instead of T-Waving the Dragonite. But then if I didn't T-Wave the Dragonite can come in and click Dragon Claw and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe T-Waving the Dragonite was the better play, just because it made it less of a threat later on, and it just kind of forced him to sack it. And that mon is always scary. What else? Yeah, I don't think there was too many mistakes. I don't think I made many mistakes. Like, maybe I could have, I guess if I got roared out into different mons, or he got roared out into different mons, could have been a different game. If I got Discharge Para, could have been a different game, 30%. If my triple axle didn't miss, could have been a different game. Yeah, a lot of things could have happened. Either way though, hope you all enjoyed this game. subscribe if you haven't already. It would mean a lot on my journey to 100K. And yeah, I will see you all on the next one. Peace.